Inside of the studio. Make yourself comfortable. Kommt gerne ran, kommt gerne rein. Das ist jetzt der zweite Teil des Shows. Wie ihr möchtet. Ihr könnt gerne draußen sitzen, in der Sonne liegen. Ich lade euch ein, gemeinsam eine Art Musikstück zu hören, was ich produziert habe. In der letzten Woche. Könnt ich gerne hinlegen. Es wird ein bisschen gehen. So, most of it, also das meiste wird auf Englisch sein, der meiste Text, den ich spreche. Falls ihr irgendwas interessant findet und es nicht versteht, dann können wir danach darüber sprechen. Ja, so welcome to this little studio environment here. Going to show you some of the sounds and also voices that I met and encountered in the last 3 weeks here. And you can see me walking through grass. And you can see me walking past some people and I'm waving, hello. And they're waving back. And now I am walking through the garden and it's by night. And I'm coming across a window. And the window is open. I take a look inside. And I see my colleagues inside. And it's nicely warm inside. Their voices are warm. And they're cooking dinner for us. So in the last 3 weeks they actually became my friends. So now you can see me on the phone. And I'm having the longest phone call of my life. 12 hours phone call with a woman that I'm falling in love with. With our voices we're trying to measure the distance between us, talking about everything, trying to make the distance a bit more comfortable with our voices. And now you can see me on my computer. I'm sitting here for a while, getting lost in a program that I want to master that program, like giving my best. I'm opening tabs over tabs over tabs. I'm opening more tabs. And I'm starting to read a bit, coming across a text that I once read. Figure in this book is SF, science fiction, speculative fiction, speculative fabulation, string figures, speculative feminism, science fact so far. This reiterated list whirls and loops throughout the coming pages, in words and in visual pictures, braiding me and my readers into being. diverse and cluttered and dense events and practices. I try to follow the
insofar as the next step in evolution is first of all an orthogenetic view of evolution. So we move from the primal soup, and now finally we're going to bliss off Earth into total artificial intelligence. That's truly silly. On the other hand, artificial intelligence is an actual materialist practice that does really interesting things. That can be possibly that integrated into art practices or labor practices or maybe kinds of agricultural practices of different names. I'm not against the materialist practices and skills of artificial intelligence. I am totally beyond against the stupid notion of orthogenetic evolution toward blissing off Earth, finally in artificial intelligence or total roboticization. It's a white male phallic masturbation.
I try to follow the threads where they lead in order to trick them and find their tangles and patterns crucial for staying with the trouble in real and particular places and times. In that sense, SF is a method of tracing, of following a thread in the dark in a dangerous true tale of adventure, where who lives and who dies, where who lives and who dies, and how might become clearer for the cultivating of multi-species justice. Second, the string figure is not the track anymore, but rather the actual thing, the pattern, an assembly that solaces response. The thing that is not oneself, but with which one must go on. Third, string figuring is passing on and receiving, making and unmaking, picking up the threads and dropping them, as F is practicing processing, coming with each other or in surprising relay. It's a figure for ongoingness.
This is under threat. AI cannot replicate the depth of my life journey, yet those who control it hold the power to limit the likeness of my art, replicate it, and falsely claim my identity and intellectual property. This prospect threatens to rewrite and unravel the fabric of my very existence. We must enact regulation now to safeguard our authenticity and protect against misappropriation of our inalienable rights. 3 decades ago, we did not realize that the internet would embed itself so deeply into the core of our everyday lives. Policies and controls to keep pace with the emergence of the technology were not put in place to protect artists, young people, and those that are vulnerable, and it ran away with us. AI is the biggest leap in technological advancements since the internet. You know the saying, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If we make the same mistake with the emergence of AI, it will be shame on us. In the past year, I have developed my own deepfake version of myself that is not only trained in my personality, but that can also use my exact tone of voice to speak many languages. These and similar emerging technologies are highly valuable tools. This, however, is all under my control, and I can grant or refuse consent in a way that is meaningful. What is not acceptable is when my art and my identity can simply be taken by a third party and exploited falsely for their own gain without my consent due to the absence of appropriate legislative control and restriction. As artists, we dedicate a lifetime of hard work and sacrifice in the pursuit of excellence, not only in the expectation of achieving commercial success and critical acclaim, but also in the hope of creating a body of work and reputation that is our legacy. So why am I here today? I'm here because my music, my dancing, my acting, the way my body moves in front of the camera and the way that my voice resonates through a microphone is not by chance. They are essential reflections of who I am. My art is a canvas on which I paint my identity and the sustaining foundation of my livelihood. It is the very essence of my being. Yet this is under threat.
Also die Stimme hat schon eine große Aussagekraft und Emotionalität, die sie entweder transportieren kann. Und vieles kann man auch körperlich versuchen, noch im Zaum zu halten, aber oft ist die Stimme dann das verräterische Moment.
I'm reduced to a thing that wants Virginia. I compose a beautiful letter to you in the sleepless nightmare hours of the night.
Over the past year, I've been creating an AI version of myself that can use my tone of voice exactly to speak in multiple languages. I've done this to be able to reach more of my fans and to be able to speak to them in the nuance of their language. So I've currently explored French, Korean and Japanese, which is really exciting for me. It means that even with my upcoming album, I can really explain in depth what it's about creatively. It also allows me to spend more time making art. Often being a music artist or any artist in this day and age requires a lot of press and a lot of promo, a lot of one-liners. So it means if it's something simple that doesn't really require my heart, I can do a one-liner and give it to people to promote a piece of work, and it's, you know, it's harmless, but ultimately I can spend more time making something that's really meaningful for my fans. Honestly, if I'm honest with you, I'm just surprised that we're even having this conversation, because it feels so painfully obvious to me that it's hard to even find the language, if I'm completely honest with you.
There are a lot of painfully obviously call out for Congress to act. So your surprise is not unusual, it is broadly spread.
But ultimately what it boils down to is my spirit, my artist, and my brand is my brand, and I've spent years developing it, and it's mine. It doesn't belong to anybody else to be used in a commercial sense or cultural sense or even just for a laugh. You know, I am me, I am a human being, and we have to protect that.
The point is, it sounds like consent is the critical part of this, consent of the creator.
which I paint my identity and the sustaining foundation of my livelihood. It is the very essence of my being.
So, with this, I will leave you for now. And I'm happy that we spent some time together.
Im Wohnzimmer. Nach einer kleinen Pause. Wie lange ist die Pause? Ungefähr 10 Minuten.